Hello and welcome back to the Remembering Tuscola webcast. I'm David Porter. I'm here with the esteemed Carroll and Bill Englehardt reporting for duty. So I'm actually not in my usual spot.
Here's the Alamo.
I'm down in Austin, Texas. I don't have anything to set my computer on, so I've got kind of this low angle so you can see all my chins. But yeah, I'm down here at the
Look all cleaned up.
what's that?
You look all cleaned up. You look good.
He looks great.
Yeah. Well, I took a shower.
You're not trolling down there, are you?
Bowling. I'm down here at the American Brush Manufacturing Association's annual convention.
That has to do with your beard.
Uh,
How are you, sir?
yeah. People
Want to be
walking by.
on an international podcast?
I'm at outside of I'm at one of JB Pritzker's hotels. I'm at the Hyatt Regency Lost Pines. Here we'll do a little spin around. And
Well, God love JB. He needs a little bit of money.
yeah. I got roses blooming.
Wow. That is pretty.
So we've got the American Brush Manufacturer Association is really it's got an international membership. A lot of people here from different countries that they try to put suppliers and manufacturers together, and a lot of business deals going on.
David?
Are the Libmans there?
Yeah, they're probably there.
I haven't seen any Libmans, but there are a lot of Monahans here.
Not to get political, but back when Trump was president before 2016, this tariff thing came up and it was going to kill our broom corn business. And I think the Monahans got really busy and got it exempted. That's what Trump does. He does it on everything. And then they just wait for the lobbyists to come in and start getting exemptions.
Well, of course, there's a lot of the brooms and brushes are, there's still some broom corn, broom manufacturing, but a lot of it's more other types of fiber.
Well, this was probably 10 years ago.
Yeah. We did have there are some Canadians here who introduced themselves as former friends of the United States.
Yeah.
Sign of the times.
Different world, changing in front of our very eyes.
Mm-hmm.
Well, the tariffs have been a big part of the discussion here at the convention. I talked to some folks who said that 30% of their raw materials come out of Mexico, and about 10% of their sales go to Mexico. So yeah, these companies are dealing, largely with Mexico and Canada, but also other countries. There's people here from Italy and France and who knows what, Germany.
Really complicated. The world is so interconnected that probably autos are the most interconnected of all. I mean, they'll send some kind of a piece down to Mexico and it'll get enhanced and come back, and then it'll go back to Canada and come back. And do you tariff it each time, or what part of it do you tariff? It's unbelievably complex. And then you got BMW and Toyota and Honda make their cars in America.
Yeah.
But they send in the engines and stuff from Germany. I don't know how they're going to figure it out. I mean,
People try to get around things. I know years ago I heard, and I don't know if it's a fact, but that there are certain computer chips were subject to a tariff, but if you put it into a CD player, it was not subject to the same tariff. So if you manufactured the CD player overseas, you could import it and not pay that tariff. But if you just wanted the computer chip to make the CD player here, you'd have to pay a tariff.
Well, can you imagine the manpower and complexity of collecting that? There's a cost to that.
There's a
Well,
cost.
the Toyota, way back when General Motors was in charge of everything, and then Toyota came in with these unbelievably great products, a lot cheaper. They put a big 15% tariff or so on Toyota pickup trucks. And to this day, this tariff has remained. But it's such a good pickup truck that people still buy them.
Oh, yeah.
So it's going to be, and the Chinese, I tell you where the risk, that I understand, the BYD, there's two car companies in China. One's BYD, I forget the other one. They're making a nice little electric car now for about $12,000. It'll kill everybody.
Yeah.
So you got to put 100% tariff on it to get it up with the Chevy Volt and maybe Tesla.
Golly.
And, they subsidize their businesses. It's unfair. The government's behind it. We have private industry. Government's supposed to stay out. So it's complicated. It's complicated. And the odds on betting is that there'll be all this turmoil, and then there'll start being agreements to smooth it all out. Hope so, because you don't want a prolonged world tariff war.
No, I mean, it affects our business because most of the newsprint in America comes out of Canada. My understanding is there's only one newsprint manufacturer in the Pacific Northwest, and they cannot supply all the newsprint needed. And those plants are so expensive, nobody's going to build a multi-billion-dollar newsprint manufacturing plant when newspaper circulation continues to decline. You'd be building a plant that's going to be obsolete in 15 years.
That information may or may not eventually trickle down to the decision makers, and it may or may not have an effect. But the reason America's in the strong seat is because we're the number one buyer of the world of goods. Mm-hmm. We're a rich nation, and actually having a trade deficit is proof that you're a very wealthy nation. And you can buy people's goods. Well, we'll see how it turns out. It's beyond my pay grade.
We can talk more about tariffs, or we can look at some old pictures.
Look at some old pictures.
Let's look at the old
pictures. I'm not over my skis on old pictures. I'm over my skis on tariffs. Bill and I are good at old pictures.
We looked at pictures today in the paper of Larry Dallas. David, we're excited for Larry.
News Gazette had an 8-page spread.
Let's promote some other newspaper other than.
That's a good idea.
Well, let's just say there's a spread on Larry Dallas.
Yeah,
that's your cousin. You can rise above it.
It is my cousin.
Hey, honestly, think about this.
Congratulations to Larry. That's really well. He's a great guy. I've always thought Larry was a super guy.
He got more attention than the Illinois basketball team.
Larry got more in this 8-page thing. Larry got more press than I have in my life as a judge, state's attorney, and writer. And you and Bill combined, the principal.
So what I'm hearing is you're jealous.
Well, what I'm hearing is you and I and Bill should get about 40 pages. You're America's leading humorist.
Mark Twain of the modern era.
Did you like what I said about you in my article? Your humor is very deceptive in the sense it's hard to detect.
It's called humor. That doesn't necessarily make it humor.
I hope I wasn't too rough on Bill here. Somebody said I was too rough on Bill.
Can you imagine that?
But I told Bill, I started off saying, Bill would say something halfway stupid. I said, maybe it was me.
Yeah. Yeah. I've never heard Bill say anything stupid.
Well,
there went my article.
There went the article.
There went the article.
Did you like what I said about you in my article?
That was nice of you to put Bill and I in as, well, basically you said we're dying.
Basically, yeah, that's
And you've got to
And
hurry up. You got to stand on your own two legs, son.
we're trying to look on the bright side of things.
We're like your dad. Dave said I'm 60 and all my icons are dying, like Bill Englehardt, Mike Carroll, and
Yeah, that's
well,
good.
that's not exactly the way I said
oh,
it.
I know.
Yeah.
You said it tastefully,
You're putting
but
words in my mouth.
you said it tastefully, but what was the logical extension of that?
It's
People are getting older.
Yes, they are.
we're getting older.
Yeah. And Bill and I have accepted that.
We don't necessarily like it.
What can you do? You can cry and sit home, or you can do a podcast
Right.
and laugh.
Every Thursday.
I'm thinking about starting another webcast focused on news literacy.
Well, you know what? It's needed. People have lost all.
God.
I did an article and I was looking for your news literacy book, but I had an article about news literacy, and I told the story. I think I've told it before on the air, but Bill Kleiss, my bailiff, and I used to talk about current events, and we tried to get to the truth of things, because if you watch Fox, it's all slanted to the right. If you watch MSNBC, it's slanted to the left. I like PBS. I like BBC. And I even like the Japanese NPK. But Bill said the most objective, fair newscast he found was Al Jazeera.
Mm-hmm.
I said, Al Jazeera? He said, yes, they hate everybody in America.
Yeah.
No favorites.
No favorites.
Well, anyway, let's get to some pictures. The pictures this week are a continuation of last week. I've got some of the older ones that I'll get back to next week. But now wait a minute.
We will.
I got
It's really
I got the gotta hide the sidebars there.
This is Bill's bailiwick.
This is I don't have all my regular equipment with me, so I'm having to do things a little bit different. Okay, here we go.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, my
There's
goodness.
Sharon Spomer. Somewhere. Don't you think she's in there somewhere?
well, yeah.
This is old fashioned days.
84 again.
84, 85, 80, yeah, 84. So over here, I think that's David Stumeyer, and I think that's Lynch, Weaver.
Lynch.
There's a Staler twin. That might be John Kleiss. Another Staler twin over here.
Staler twin over there. Staler twin over to the right.
You got Stalers everywhere. That looks like maybe John Kleiss to me. Someone thought it looked like my brother Greg, but that looks like a Colbecker there. So
A lot of people.
that looks like Tag Atkinson down there.
Tiger Susan's son.
I'm just curious as to.
Yeah, that's Globetrotters.
Might be.
They were a break dance group.
Oh, okay. You tried that a little bit in the 60s, didn't you?
Oh, yeah, I did that. Yeah, it's no
Yeah.
problem whatsoever. I'm broke. Still broke.
Yeah. Oops.
So this is did you say 84?
84. And I don't know why it's not advancing my picture.
That's Staler's. Staler's graduated in 83 with you.
Yeah. I gotta.
Was that it for the week?
Well, David, you know, I know you're on that Signal app. It has problems.
Yeah. We've hooked in Pete Hegseth on this program, by the way.
Did you? Yeah, we're using the Signal app here. There.
There we are.
Pony rides.
Front of the vet office now.
Yeah,
Go
my
to-
it's not operating the way it's supposed to, so we're just gonna wing it.
We've been known to do it.
Isn't that that's what we do, isn't it?
Mhm.
Yeah. So I'm not gonna check the Facebook comments.
Oh,
That's fine.
that's
Uh,
fine. We hate being corrected anyway.
We
There
have,
are
yeah, we have a
horses
lot
in
of
the picture.
names. We have a lot of comments on Facebook, so viewers can go to the Facebook group and check it out. There might be some names on some of these.
Little Fuse. Almost forgotten about them.
They were here before Arcola weaned them away.
Down in the old Grab It Here store.
Back when they still put effort into floats.
That's
Chuck Holmes used to run that, didn't he?
Yeah, Chuck was the manager or whatever there. Once upon a time. These look like politicians.
Well, in the background, it looks like the Republican bus.
Well, I couldn't read the names there.
This is-
Hancock. Let me see. Does that say Hancock or Hackett? No, that's
Hackett, probably Hackett, Crane.
yeah.
But in the front there's a DAR.
Yeah.
Who's that in the background? So
I
a lot of these pictures were 35 millimeter. They don't scan as well. Looks like women's club.
And the Tuscola girls softball team.
Yeah. In front of
Young.
the store, which is
Mhm.
now the pizza place, Joe's Pizza.
Mm-hmm.
This is old fashioned days, 1984. Methodist women.
Well, that's Carol Weimer with the bonnet sitting down.
Think so.
And the gal looks like Mary Smith, but I don't know.
In a way it does, doesn't it?
I'm guessing
Mary Smith.
Mary Smith and Carol Weimer.
Mm-hmm. Possibly, who knows?
Except I don't think Smiths were Methodists.
They weren't?
I thought they were.
Were? Well, could be, I suppose. Everybody did some break dancing.
I just thought that was some poor guy that fell over.
Yeah, you should help him a little bit.
Oh, Naomi Hackett is standing there in the middle, I think.
With her back.
No.
Answer?
No, this is here.
On the right, then.
Kind of looks like her.
I'm not sure. I don't think so.
Maybe not.
Quilt show.
Quilt show.
Where's that at?
Well, I don't know because that's down in the basement of someplace. Once again, at the
TNV. That TNV.
Yeah, I don't know.
No, I don't think it's Naomi Hackett.
No.
It looked like her, just her face, but that's not
She
her.
had 2 arms, 2 legs.
Yeah.
Had a lot going for her.
Earl Pendergrass.
Earl the Pearl with is that Bean?
Mm-hmm.
Ron Bean's
Yep,
late wife.
sure is Judy Bean.
Judy Bean, pretty Earl.
And just a sweet gal.
And her daughter's good looking just like her.
Um,
Sweet.
Partner in Mondale, huh?
Yeah. Mike Belandic.
Yeah.
Oh, there's a blast in the past. Hallett.
Whoa.
Jimmy Carter's big era.
We've had pictures of clay ball on Remembering
George
Tuscola.
Clayball. Well, that's Helen Forty's, her clerk's office coming out.
Mm-hmm. There's Pee Wee Cunningham.
And here carrying the sign is they live in that yellow house from the courthouse, northwest corner. Right across the courthouse, yeah, Yellow House.
Watson.
Watson. That's Mary Watson. And Pee Wee Cunningham is sitting there doing a jig,
Mhm.
doing the Pee Wee Cunningham jig. And who else is this here? Right there. Chevy Bishop's cousin. Oh gosh.
Ron.
I'm
Ran.
I'm forgetting names.
I am too. Who's the guy back there? Who do you suppose that is?
Well, there was no person in the clerk's office, no mail. She Helen was replacing Tom Van Voorst, but it doesn't look like Tom. There you go. I don't know who she's got driving that. That's not Don or Jim or boys.
Nope. I see. Is that Sandy Decker on the other side?
It looks like it could be Sandy on the far side.
Yeah, well, I don't know. Could be, I suppose.
Oh, I don't know.
No, it's not.
I don't think
By the
so.
way, this is not a Tuscola old fire truck. Is there an out of towner drove his fire truck in here?
Could be. Somebody bought an old antique one that is not functional. They just drive it in parades. That could be it.
Jan Hastings says Myron Pangburn is driving the truck.
Hmm.
Not sure.
I figured out I can use my phone to look up the
There's Al Shields
On the motorcycle.
giving Clarence Snyder, who's standing up in the booth.
ending
If
up in the
Al pops the
side
clutch.
car.
Al would pop the clutch. Clarence is out of office.
Mm-hmm.
And on the left is
Who is the cop?
who is that cop?
It's
Yep.
not Poley,
Too short.
not Tom Harris.
Tom Hedinger says.
Oh,
Was that Tommy Heading?
That's what Chubb says.
okay.
Tom Terrific.
And Joe Carter in the bib overalls,
Hmm.
class of '82.
Hmm.
Well, there she is.
Yeah.
Don't have any comments on that one.
Down near Mitchell Clothing.
Nope. Oh, that's when Barb Wills sold real estate.
That's what's her name? Her husband sold TVs at Allison's TV. What was her name?
Clark.
No. He was from
Honda Hodge Reinhardt.
Right.
Rhonda Hodge.
Hodge. Ron Hodge. Ron Hodge bought out Lee Allison's TVs. He's a Casey guy. And that was his wife. What's her current name?
Reinhardt.
They must have got divorced.
Oh, I don't know.
Or she likes that name.
Could be.
We should know her right there.
So according to folks on Facebook, that's Rowena Gates and Mary Turner.
Well, Mary's the one closest. Where's Rowena? Back here on the back? Mary's the one up, you can see her with glasses looking
They all got glasses.
Well, she's the one that's closest to the fern. Well, that's Wib Hole's wife, Blanche. Blanche Flume.
Lance Bloom.
Blanche Cheval.
Blanche Cheval. And the other woman spilt some ink on her outfit.
Travis Ron says, looks like the back of Grandma Norma Ron's head.
Yeah.
Lady to the right looks like it could be her sister-in-law, Norma Jane Ron Boland, possibly.
Back of heads are very difficult guesses.
Daryl Ford says Norma Ron on the left.
Okay. Well, that looks like, is that Colonel Henderson's, is that Dolores Henderson? On the left. Over here on the left.
I see her, but
No, I don't know.
I'm thinking, is it Marguerite
Well,
McDaniel?
Luann Holy says Marguerite McDaniel.
Yeah.
yeah.
Mary Turner second from right.
With white glasses on. And that's is that Best?
Oh, Karen?
That Karen Best?
I don't know. I don't think so. This is pretty tough. That was center fielder one year, played
Yeah.
briefly.
She wasn't any good with ground balls, but she caught some flies.
Yeah.
Well, it's not Mr. Ed, because it might be Mr. Ed's brother.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's a concrete horse. It's not moving.
Oh my goodness.
Oh, that's Chief AJ when he was Arabian.
Yeah, he turned
Before
Arabian.
he turned Indian.
These folks are all getting ready to get into the parade.
That looks like a Shriner.
John Fry says he thinks it's Harold Cuppy. He had Arabian horses.
From Arcola.
Tim Hole thought maybe John Huffer.
You know, I knew Harold Cuppy
Back before he was Arabian.
back before he was Arabian.
In the cart, Larry Phillips says looks like
Paul Hawkins.
Bill and Barb Dean.
No,
Martha Dean says he doesn't think so.
no, that's not them. I mean, Bill and Barb are 90 years old now, but that's not them. Back then, they would have been much, much younger. Smile, God loves you.
Yeah, I thought that'd be nice to put in there, let people know.
That looks like Reverend Raider there,
Yeah, it looks a little bit like a young Reverend Raider, but
but we can't be sure. I think he just recently left Tuscola.
he's having some health problems, I think, right now.
Mm-hmm. Hmm.
Karen Laley with the ribbon on.
Yeah,
Hmm.
I can see
Bill
that.
Laley's wife.
I can see that.
Steve
Who?
Rick says he thinks the man might be Maurice Owen.
Oh, Maury Owens always had a little fancy car, convertible. Seemed like to me. Nice fellow. Almost looks like Don Rankin
Yeah.
and Monk Hackett. That's Monk in the white sweater, it looks like.
Yeah.
That was done 40 years ago, you think?
I don't think that's Don though.
Not either.
I'm just going by profile.
Patricia McHugh says, is that Uncle Oscar in the background behind my mom?
Oscar Zane. I think, now I was trying
I
to
think
think,
that's Monk Hackett.
Oscar Zane, I was trying to think who'd we have before the woman? Go back to previous one.
Oh, you thought it was Mrs. Zane.
No, who's this here? He worked out a cabin.
Oh, that's Laley.
I think that Laley, Mrs. Laley is the sister to Oscar Zane.
Oscar would be Dick Laley's, I guess.
Looks like up on the booth, looks like McDaniel, John McDaniel's wife, Ruth Ann. Called her Ruth Ann McDaniel up
Mhm.
on the booth.
Yeah, I didn't have any comments on that one.
Tell those people to get away from our podcast.
Okay, hang on now. This is Holly Sluter.
Sluter is the winner.
Well, she got something, but who? Oh gosh,
Oops.
I bet you got a lot of comments on this.
Kim Harris, far right, Shannon Hatfield in the middle, Holly Sluter, Brokaw. That's about all.
This is Hannah Sanfield.
This is Shannon.
Oh, right there.
Yeah.
Okay.
This is a better picture.
Yeah.
Look how well behaved these children are.
Jane Becker says, I see sisters Pat O'Brien and Dorothy Stewart.
They're in the back there. I see them by Pat standing by the taco stand, and Dort's got on sunglasses.
That's all the names I had on that one. You see,
Same uptown.
Mm-hmm.
these kids would all be enough younger than me, I wouldn't know.
Thank you, Elite Builders. Is your store open there?
Yeah, see the awning?
Yeah.
My ex-wife Ann had a little shop on the prairie. We opened it about 1979. It was still there in 84. There's the awning.
There's Harold Weber sitting in that chair.
However, he had a business right there. He repaired electrical appliances, remember?
Uh-huh.
They now sell a Mexican wear.
Yeah, he had a sign on the door that said, I can fix anything, even broken hearts.
Yeah. I went to marriage counseling to him.
George Leonard.
How'd that work out?
Well, we got divorced.
It worked fine. Look how big Mitchell's front was. Little sign.
And there was the really big building right here.
Mm-hmm. We see a guy, George Leonard.
We think
it's George.
underneath the Mitchell sign.
Has on glasses.
Dark glasses, worked GSI, little mustache. For a while, he had a mustache.
George, one of the good guys.
Very nice guy.
And that's it. Didn't have quite so many this week.
Well, you're down in Austin.
I'm down in Austin. I had to upload them from Austin.
Did you take a break just for a second? The bathroom. When you get home, David?
What's that?
When you get home?
It's getting noisy out here.
When do you get back home?
Friday.
Well, good. Little getaway, recharge your batteries. Now your paper bought the Broom magazine from Don Rankin, so that's what you're publishing.
Right. Yeah. Broom Brush and Mop magazine.
Did Don's wife pass away
No,
too?
she's still here.
Oh,
Is
she,
she?
no, Linda.
Yeah, just
Good
Oh.
people. Don was, I really liked him.
So we had Beck and I had dinner down at Mattoon. I told you this a couple nights ago
Yeah.
with Richard Glazebrook and Carol Glazebrook. Richard and I played football against each other. He played at Eastern. He was mayor of Sullivan. Becky hooked he and Carol up, and his daughters, Amanda and
Oh, she was a heck of a ball player.
what's their name? Amanda and
I can't think of the other one's
they
name.
were both all state. Alice,
I had to move over a chair. It's starting to rain on my
both
computer.
State. Thank you.
Oh, no.
Uh-oh. And then we bumped into Becky's cousin, Gerald Temples,
Former coach at Oakland and
Mattoon High School, and
Arcola.
Sullivan.
he did Arcola too, didn't
And
he?
Sullivan. Everywhere he went, he turned them into winners. She's married to Randy Rothrock's sister. First name?
Angie.
Angie. Angie looks the same. It's not fair, girls look the same.
Really?
All the guys have white hair and the girls' hair never did turn.
I think they put something on it.
What do they put on?
Well, they do something to it.
David, you gonna do anything special? You go get a big steak at night or anything?
Well, I don't know about tonight, but last night we went to Terry Black's barbecue,
Hmm.
kind of famous barbecue place in Austin.
Is it better than the barbecue up here?
Well, it's more expensive. Yeah,
Do they have-
it's probably better.
Do they have hot sauce?
Yeah.
I like hot sauce.
When I was in Dallas, I ate at the Cattleman's Club Steakhouse. They're supposed to be famous for their steak and barbecue.
Hmm.
Well, this you go through the line is out the building, line down the road, but it goes pretty fast because it's like a buffet. You go through the line and tell them what you want, and they put it on the cafeteria style tray, and then you pay. And we had 5 people that came to $200.
How many barbecue
Yeah.
choices they got? About 5?
4 or 5, yeah. Brisket. You got sausages, burnt ends.
The actual barbecue, though, you can get the hot, the medium, sweet, Georgia.
Yeah, they got several different barbecue sauces and a lot of different sides.
You know, I don't know. I love barbecue. I don't know about Bill.
I do. I
My only
like it.
problem with barbecue is if I have a really big barbecue meat meal, I'm full for about a week. I don't want it again right away.
Yeah.
I'd hate to have barbecue every night.
Well, it's kind of like Chinese, the buffet. If I go once, it holds
You know,
me.
in World War II, they talked about this famous restaurant. It was a Japanese German restaurant, and an hour after you ate, you were hungry for power. Or the Israeli discotheque that opened back in the 50s. Let my people go.
Yeah.
These are puns, David. Let my people go.
Yeah, well, I'm giving you the appropriate response for a pun.
You expect us to laugh at your puns? What the hell?
I don't expect you to laugh at my puns. You just do. Maybe I have better puns
I thought you'd like that. Let my people go.
than my people go.
Israeli discotheque.
That's
Sure.
funny.
Did you just
You got
come
any
up
fun?
with these?
No, I have nothing funny.
Oh no, I have a mind where when I'm in court and I need to think of a case to cite, it's gone.
Yeah,
At that same moment, I could tell them a couple old jokes or a pun.
I see. So you use that to stall while you're trying to remember the other.
Right.
I was going to be pre-med at Milliken one time, and I was talking to Dr. John Cunningham back when I dated Joellen, and he said, "Mike, if you get all that crap out of your head, you'd be a genius doctor." I never got the crap out, David.
Well,
All the junk.
I wanted to show you. I went to
Oh, what are you smoking?
these are
Did you buy them down there?
Babalu cigars.
Oh, Babalu. Oh,
They
the
roll-
Sam
They
Babalu.
make them here in Austin.
Well, if you're smoking one, look at that ash. That ash is as straight, as strong as can be.
Yeah, pretty nice cigar.
You can tell a good cigar if you got a 1 or 2 inch ash on it. That's a good drawing cigar. You know, it's just not the key to a good cigar, of course, is good tobacco, but you want a whole leaf rolled cigar, not pieces.
Right.
Number 2, there's a trick to rolling it so it draws, so it's not too tight or
Right.
not too burns too hot. That looks like a good cigar.
There's an art.
I can't believe you spend that kind of money though, because you're used to about 80% discount.
Well, I splurged.
He's down there with those high rollers.
Yeah.
These aren't too bad. They got
Magazine, Maggie.
they got this sample bag that it's got a pretty good price on it.
You think you'll look on your auction for Babalus then?
I doubt they have them on the auction.
Well, if they make them there. I think around here, don't they make them at Charleston? Isn't there a place that makes them on
Well,
the square?
Charleston's got a
He
place.
makes them,
Yeah, he makes his own.
and they're not bad.
No, they're
Who
not.
makes their own?
The cigar
And I don't know
downtown Charleston.
Connecticut.
be
I
darned.
think it's Connecticut Shade. I'm not sure, but I've had a couple of them. I thought they drew really well. They're well-made cigars.
Oh, I didn't know that.
So he's got to buy. He's got to job his leaf off somebody.
Yeah. You ever watch him make them?
No, I've seen a film down in Honduras when I used to like Fuentes was my favorite cigar for a long time, and there was a film on rolling them down there. I've got one of my antiques I have for sale. I'll just give it to you. I've got a cigar press.
Oh yeah.
2 halves of a cigar press antique. I'll just give that to you for your collection. I've had it for sale for 2 years. Nobody wants it.
Yeah.
It's an antiquer. They had shops in New York, in the Bronx area with the Puerto Ricans and stuff. They rolled a lot of cigars up there.
Yeah, I've been to a few. I went to one in New York where they made their own on Long Island, and so always fun to watch them making. There's definitely an art to it.
Oh yeah, they get really good at getting it. Like I say, rolling them just
Tight.
right, just
They're-
right. So
yeah.
you don't want them too tight, too loose, and then they chop them, and then they put that little cap on the end of it. And I don't, in the old days when you used to cut the end off, I always wound up cutting the cap off, and I never did. I like the hole punch. Sometimes you
There
could.
was a documentary on tobacco from Cuba,
Oh, well,
and making it. It showed one of their shops where they were. They do it. They're fast.
now was Cubans considered the best, or was it just that we put a boycott on them and they got desired?
Depends on who you ask. Some people.
I like Dominican and Honduras just as well.
Yeah, I mean, Cuban cigars are different. They're stronger. I think they're a little overrated for the price.
Yeah. Well, they're hard to get. I know that there's still boycotts.
Yeah,
What's the tariff going to do to cigars? Do you have any inkling on?
I have no idea.
Well, Lord knows you bought 55,000, so you should be okay for a while. You might want to buy some more to be safe.
I'm good for a couple of weeks anyway.
Golly.
Did you take some down with you, or do you have to buy them?
I took some down, but I bought some also.
What's it called again?
Babalu.
Locally made.
Yeah, they're pretty good cigars.
Well, good. There's not a lot of bad ones out there.
Well, yeah, some are better than others, but I haven't found too many bad ones.
Yeah, what Mark Twain said, a bad cigar is fantastic.
Is that what he said?
Oh, my dad said that about something else.
I've
My
not,
dad said,
I've not heard that before.
my dad said that about something else. I just switched the.
Yeah.
Bill, you got any puns for us or jokes?
No
or stories?
puns, no puns,
what's
just
that? His Bill's
Mhm.
grandson Evan pitched the other night, beat Villa Grove. Looked really good.
with baseball teams coming along, even though they've lost a few games, but they look better.
They're better than
Hope the-
last year. They're getting
hope the-
better.
Yeah, I hope the softball
Bunch
team,
of sophomores.
they have the softball team's having a little bit of a hard road, but
Well, they lost Lenny, some good players. Last night I watched Becky and I watched Jalen Quinn play in the quarterfinals of the NIT. Did you watch that?
no, I didn't. I
Loyola-
didn't realize he was doing that.
Loyola won. They're in the semis.
I've checked his stats all year and I've watched him about 3 times.
He's on ESPN too. He's like number 6 guy.
Mhm.
Comes in as point guard. Anything else we could think of? Well, Dave was down in Texas that he missed.
No, haven't thought of, we were talking about new development, Tuscola out there by the mall, out by
Well,
the
you're
Red
paid-
Barn. What is that? Carl? Remember that Carl had bought that area out there?
Well, they were going to build a clinic out there 2 years ago, and Carl had a bad year. And in fact, health industry's in trouble. You saw Health Alliance folded shop.
Right.
They can't afford to lose money paying Carl,
Mhm.
and it's in a real shakeup. David, thank you for including Bill and I in your elderly icons. That was nice of you.
Yeah. Appreciate it. Any
Yeah.
record?
You hate to start naming people because you know you're gonna leave somebody out.
Well, that is a problem. I wrote a book on Rick McGuire.
I'm still working on it.
Hi, how you doing, sir? Rick,
Yeah,
how's it hanging?
when you're doing the webcast in the outdoor smoking area, you're gonna get some company.
Rick and I did a book on the history of Tuscola football, and like I say, I wound up getting jumped on by various people. I left out a couple of little All-Staters. I left out Lloyd Anderson. Later on, I saw
I ain't heard malt liquor.
class of 60 was an All-Stater.
And,
I told you about Dolores Henderson said I left out the greatest Tuscola football coach
Yeah,
of all time,
coach.
Howard Barnes,
Yeah.
who coached at Wheaton.
well, I'm ready.
So, David, anytime you do anything at all historical or famous or try and compliment people and start to name and say and others, you're just going to hurt feelings.
Yeah,
But you knew Bill and I, you made sure to say Bill and I because you knew how sensitive we were. Bill,
I think I'm more sensitive.
Bill's very sensitive.
Yeah.
Taking us weeks to get him back up.
yeah. Well, there's probably one or two in there people wouldn't know, but I named them anyway.
Hey, David, flying down uneventful.
What's that?
You're flying down uneventful.
Yeah, I can't hear you. It's getting too noisy out here.
For everyone else, but not really for him, right?
Did you get that new ID? Have you got the new ID
Oh,
yet?
no, I haven't got it yet.
If you would tell him something.
Don't you have to have that by a certain date to fly?
Yeah.
If you didn't believe it, he would
It's a
just
May-
go, "Oh, I don't buy it."
May
You just
something.
walk off and you're like,
But I don't need it yet.
that's normally.
Well, David, probably a good time to let her go since we're getting overwhelmed by
Most usually.
smokers.
Yeah. All right. Well, we'll see you next.
Like,
We'll see you next week on Remembering Tuscola.
Thanks, David.
Thank you.
That's.
Hey, see you later.
I just don't buy it.